Hi, everyone. Welcome to our call today. I'm here with Colleen Underwood. Hi, Colleen.
Hey, Bonnie.
How are you?
I'm doing so good. How about you?
I'm doing so good. Colleen and I live in the same state, so it's sunny here, but it's cold. I'm so thrilled to dive into your world today. Remind me, what year did you take immersion the first time?
I took immersion last year in 2021 for the first time.
Perfect. I have loved diving into your world and seeing everything that has unfolded for you and how you have taken it all and put it into action. So tell me a little bit though about before. So what were you doing before? When did you discover surface pattern design one? And then what were you doing before that?
Yeah, what a fun story, actually. As the rest of the world was experiencing COVID and the beginning of the pandemic, my family was living in Europe. And
Mhm.
with the onset of the pandemic, that triggered a big life change for my family. And we moved back to the States. My husband and I moved back to the States. My children moved to America for the first time, having been born overseas. And
Mm,
there we were in the middle of a life transition after 15 years of doing leadership development overseas.
wow.
So we loved it. We loved our life. We were, grieving the change. And then all of a sudden, I found surface pattern design.
Tell me about that feeling, like when you discover. I think I remembered the moment that it was like, oh my goodness. So tell me about um how it felt. Like, what did you think when you discovered surface pattern design?
Yeah, I actually remember the moment for me too. And I don't always remember moments in life. Sometimes it's seasons, but I remember when one of your mini workshop invitations found me as I was on Facebook. And as I listened, I had all these memories stir from my childhood. I remembered like my mom sewing, and I remember creating, like building a little dollhouse with my mom and
Yeah.
like using all these wallpaper samples. And I remember tracing patterns that I would see as a little girl, and it just came alive for me. And I thought, I want to do that too. And so I just put like, kind of a toe in the water when you're not sure.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like this magical moment where I thought, oh, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to jump in with 2 feet. And I did.
Love it. uh I love that. um I resonate with that so much. I had very similar experience. So yeah, tell me about, when you discover something and then I'm assuming that you didn't have the skill set necessarily yet. So there's a gap that has to be crossed. Tell me about that. What did you find challenging? Was it learning the tech, or was it learning your style? Like, did you have art practice before? Was that all new? Tell me about that.
So many good questions. So, apart from homeschooling my children when we had lived overseas for many years, I had very little art experience in my life. It's my husband who's the artist in our family. And
Not anymore.
I had no art practice other than, like just playing with the kids. And I had no design background. And so my biggest fear was not having a skill set,
Yeah.
not being able to gain the skill set. And so that was probably one of my biggest fears jumping in. But it was pretty easily overcome, because as soon as I jumped into the immersion program, there was, I mean, all the modules are so clearly laid out. And if you just do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I mean, I saw my skill set grow like every single module and every single time, which just grew my confidence. And
Right.
then, of course, the whole community was there too. And that took my fear away, or at least it met me where I was, right?
Right.
Sometimes our fear doesn't leave, but you just learn to do it anyway with support.
I think because I also had no art practice or art experience when I had the dream, um, there's just an unfolding of it all, like a very sequential, like step by step that you have to kind of wrap your mind around. And it's beautiful once you figure it out.
Yeah. And I had to give myself some time, kind of by faith and also just by wisdom, listening to others in the industry to know that as I'm not coming in with an art practice, so I just have to give myself time to learn that. I'm not
Right.
coming in as a designer, so I just have to have time for that.
Yeah.
And so I just began, kind of like a coat rack. I'm a mom of four, so I've got lots of coats in the house. I just began to put these hooks up on the wall, and realized, okay, signature style, Adobe, learning all these different things. And I just began to do it one by one. And
Yeah.
eventually you get there.
Eventually you do. And you mentioned something so important is being willing to give yourself the time, because it just does. It takes a little bit of time to practice. There's really no way to get to the other side other than just to do it and start creating work, and have so much grace for yourself. And I
And
love
that's
that.
where the community comes in, and is so important because that space can be so frustrating, to
Tell
be in
me,
that space where you're not sure and you're doubting.
yeah.
Maybe I'm not going to get there. My flowers don't look the way I want them to.
The community is just it comes alive. It just blooms during immersion. So tell me what that meant to you.
Um, it meant a lot, Bonnie, and I'm going to look for a couple different ways. It really provided me an entirely new community when I had just left one and
Mm,
was starting a new life. And the immersion community provided support, resource, friendship, friends
mm,
that now were just peers and are now friends, that I follow, that I encourage, who are also my cheerleaders. Um, I think that the community was probably the biggest difference in me being where I was a year ago and where I am today.
yeah,
Because moments where I did doubt or I wasn't sure about my flowers, somebody stepped in and they were present with me,
yeah,
or they offered feedback or encouragement or accountability. And they offered the great spectrum of all that we need, to succeed as people, because we were never meant to journey alone in any aspect of life, whether
mm,
family or our careers or school, and certainly as we're forming a new career, this community
yeah.
was truly transforming. It was awesome. It is awesome.
I'm going to share a secret with everyone who's listening, because I think it probably is because the community was so impactful for you that you are coming back as one of our experts this year to help with the community. And I'm so thrilled to have you, and they're going to love you so much.
Oh, I'm so excited too. I think that we are always at a place where we can receive encouragement and we can give it. And that's just kind of, it's kind of like breathing, right? You breathe in, you breathe out, you receive encouragement, and then you give it to others too, to bring their dreams to life too.
Mm, I'm really thrilled for the students to have you this year. Okay, tell me about what has happened for you over the last, it's almost been a year, not quite. So tell me what all has happened for you since.
Oh my goodness, so much has happened. I moved countries. I left one
You,
job. I learned Adobe Illustrator. I created collections and a portfolio, and I started a business. And my business is growing, and it's been incredible. And I've gained, apart from all of those practicals, and I hope this doesn't sound cheesy, but it's just my heart. I have gained so much joy,
Mhm.
and I have just been able to like lean so much deeper into who I think I was really made to be.
Yeah,
And I think this whole journey of being able to explore my creativity and find what I like and find what I don't like and just enjoy.
yeah,
And also create a business and be able to offer beauty and good things to myself
yeah.
and my family and those around me is so powerful. I mean, everything,
I
it's
know.
amazing to launch like an online store and have it be successful, but it's incredible to have your kids come in and see a scrap of artwork on the table and say, "Oh my gosh, my mom is an artist and she's the best in the world.
You love what you do.
I do. I love
What is
what,
it? Go deeper into that. Like, what does it feel like to love what you do?
I think when you find something that you love doing, then you also love being, if that
Mm,
makes sense. What I mean by that is, you just love existing more. There's more life, there's more joy, there's more satisfaction. And it's a journey, right? Because of course I had tears as I did the Illustrator modules.
right.
Of course I did, because everyone does. And of course I still have moments where I feel overwhelmed, but there's just been this, this continual increase of being happy, of being joyful, of
Mm,
being more I think more confident that this is who I am, that this is me, that I'm an artist, and I'm not the artist that my husband is, or that you are, or that the others in the program will be, but I'm me. And
yeah.
that's a lot of goodness to offer the world, right? And so
Yeah.
I think that's been life-giving, soul-giving.
Mm, that was really impactful. That's the same for me. Like, how do you talk about something when really all of it could be summed up by being more joyful, like being more of yourself and existing more happily? That's beautiful.
I think the way that I like to talk about it for others is to invite them into the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you find something that you love, I love it when my kids start talking about foods they love and foods they don't love. When they find something they love, they want everybody else to love it too, right? And so it's like, try it, just try it. You're gonna love it. And they did this the other day with some candy that my husband brought back from France, and they gave it to our neighbors here, and they were like, "You're gonna love it. It's the best thing in the world." And it was an invitation to like enter into their joy, right? And
Yeah.
so I think that's the right response when you find something you love, is to just look to the right and the left and say, "Come join me." Like, it's so joyful, it's so worth it.
Mm.
I'll do it alone.
That was my next question is what would you tell someone who is maybe where you were just a year ago or a year and a half ago, and you would invite them in to just experience it, dip their toes in and see for themselves.
Yeah, and I'd say you come as you are, right? I think I would say if you are
Mhm.
a mom like I was, then you come in with the worries that you have as a mom.
Yeah.
You're not sure how you're going to do it. If you are, transitioning from one career to the next,
Yeah.
then you come in with some of those doubts and some of those insecurities. And I think I would just say, like, you're welcome, in this space as you are,
Yeah.
with who you are, and you're gonna grow, right? And so
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that's what I'd say to somebody, is just come and try it. Dip your toe in and
Yeah.
then try it. And then you'll know when it's time to jump.
Yeah. I love that. Tell us what's coming up for you, even though I know a big part of that is the support for this year. But what else over the next year are you looking forward to?
Yes, well, so many things. I think a joyful year ahead. So a few big things. I'm so excited to be on the support team, just to encourage and resource everyone. And in my own business, I'm super excited about launching creative coaching. And
Yes.
yes, so excited. That's my background.
Mhm.
Um, and then just bringing that into this space brings
Yes.
great life to my soul. And I'm excited to extend that to others. And
Mm,
then just, the opportunity to continue to create work, and to this year, I'm going to share my portfolio a lot, because I did give myself that space last year to
yeah.
grow as an artist and create collections and all of the things that you teach,
Yes.
in immersion. And I'm ready to step into all of that this year. And so those are some great things ahead.
I'm so excited for you,
Me
Colleen.
too.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us into your world and for speaking life into us too. You really do have just a special way, a special talent of doing that. And we're honored to have you.
Thank you. It was fun to chat. Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.